I'm sure you've noticed it by now. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is talking about disruption. Disruption of markets, disruption of the global order, disruption of the economy, disruptive technology, disrupt or get disrupted, disrupt or die. In fact, in the past several years, tens of books were published on the topic. Some, like Disrupt Yourself, won prestigious awards, and countless articles and research papers followed as well. Disruption has become one of the most critical phenomena of our times. And I guess we said disrupt so many times that some of us have begun to ask to ban or retire the word disruption altogether because of overuse or perhaps misuse. But I think they're missing the point. Call it whatever you want. The simple truth is, we have been on the path of disruption for some time now, disrupting and getting disrupted. The old way of doing things, well, it's getting buried under new technologies that tilt and shift, destroy and birth tremendous newness. Take a close look at this graph. From mobile, social, cloud and big data technologies to 3D printing, Internet of Things, cognitive systems and blockchain technologies, to smart cities, smart cars, smart health, smart energy. Well, we all know we've entered a new era where the old order is simply gone. And now the disruption is the new normal. What should your leadership look like? I'm sure you've been asking yourself this question 1,000 times by now. I'm sure you've been nervous about it, excited about it, perplexed about it. And you're not alone. CEO surveys show that disruption is top of mind for the vast majority of leaders out there. Here is what we know. 74% of leaders sampled are concerned they'll get disrupted by new entrants and new business models. 72% of these leaders are concerned they'll get disrupted by new technology. 68% of them are concerned they'll get disrupted by new competitors, and 66% of these leaders are concerned they'll get disrupted by new products, which leaves us with 3 of 4 leaders concerned with disruption and especially with getting disrupted. And we know why is that. It's because when you're disrupted, it's already too late. To stay adaptive and at times disruptive, CEOs engage their companies in entering new sectors, drive innovation within their organization, implement transformation programs, and overall attempt to lead into a future that is discontinuous in nature and fundamentally different. What skills and capabilities do leaders have to have in order to lead through disruption? Should you be the disruptor, the idea master, the innovator, the visionary? Or should you be the leader that is able of helping others and the organization at large sustain through waves of disruption? I developed this course to help you think through these key questions, to look at the various ways leaders can disrupt, to share some key practices that will enable you to more carefully craft your disruptive leadership story. Specifically, we're going to look at 2 major questions in this course. What is disruption? And what could you as a leader possibly do about it? We'll take some time in the front end of the course to review how and why disruption became the norm. We'll then transition the conversation to cover 3 leadership strategies that you can employ to better handle disruption. You can act as a visionary leader, ready to innovate and disrupt your space. I'll walk you through the logic of this leadership style. You can act as an architect of an organizational system that's designed to adapt and disrupt. I'll teach you the fundamentals of this leadership approach. And lastly, you can act as an alchemist, a facilitator of teams that work on disruptive ideas and solutions. I'll share best practices of how you activate this leadership. In each section, we will not just review the main concepts, but also make sure not to switch to the next topic before we looked at best practices and concrete advice. You're in for an intense 103 minutes of detailed 4-parts conversation about your disruptive leadership. So let's get started.